guys, it's Kayla again. We're going to be canning some carrots today. I hope that you guys are ready. Let's go ahead and get started. So, we're going to clean these carrots off first. So that's the first thing that you're going to do. Always make sure with any fruit and vegetables, make sure that you just clean off any residue, any gunk that's, been left on the carrots after you buy them. If you're growing your own carrots, you already know you got to clean all that dirt and grime off of there. But that's the first step. Always make sure that you clean your carrots off really good. If you don't, that's kind of disgusting if you don't. Because that's going to go inside of your jars if you don't. So as you can see that I'm just scrubbing the carrots down, making sure that I get them really good and get them really clean. And what I put in the water, I put vinegar and baking soda, and I let them soak for a few minutes, and then I clean them off really good. And then in the next scene, you'll probably see me washing off all the carrots that I've scrubbed one more time before I get ready to process them, to get ready to put in the cans. I'm really excited that you guys get to see this and get to learn how to do this. If you are liking what you're seeing right now, I encourage you to go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, and comment down below your thoughts, what you think so far. And so now that you're seeing me washing these carrots again, we already gave them a good scrub. So now we're gonna just go ahead and wash these off really good, and we're gonna go ahead and process them by getting them ready and cutting them up to get ready for the cans. So now you're seeing me, I have some tools here. I got the knife, and this is a potato slicer thing to take the skins off. So I'm going to be using that for the carrots. It just makes it a lot easier for me to get the skins off of these. And typically what I do is I take both ends of the carrots off by slicing them with the knife, and then I will use the potato slicer to take off the skins of these carrots. And if you see that there's a white bowl that I have placed on the end of this video, I'm using those skins to save them. Don't waste your skins. Those skins can be used to put in for vegetable broth. So we don't waste anything over here. So you want to make sure that you just save everything, all of the, stuff that you're taking off, skins, stuff, especially for vegetables. Make sure that you save them because you can use those to make broth later. And so as you can see, I'm taking off the skins here, and just making sure that I got them real good. And now you see that it's really smooth now, and all of that is off. So we're going to go ahead and put it back in the bowl, and we're going to continue to take off the rest of the skins of the carrots. And all these skins, like I said, I'm going to place them in the bowl to save them for later to make vegetable broth. And so now I'm going to just show you a little bit more what I do as far as taking off the skins one more time, and then we're going to move on to cutting them into pieces to get ready to put in the jars. And so now you see me here, I am cutting these carrots into little pieces. This part is a little bit tedious, I know, but for my family, we throw carrots into our dishes heavy in our household. So you don't have to cut them this small. You can cut them in half, cut them, whole. Just make sure that it's able to fit in the jar. But in my family, we cut them this size because like I said, we throw them in different dishes. And if you don't know me, I am half Jamaican, and my husband is fully Jamaican. So you can imagine the dishes that we make in our household. So it's really easy for us to cut these and put them in the jar, and we can just throw these into dishes without doing this step. So it's really nice. It makes it a lot easier for us to just throw them in the dishes. And so after this process, we're going to just go ahead and get them washed again, and then we're going to go ahead and put them in jars. So as you can see, we cut all of the carrots up, and you see all of the skins, so we're going to save those for later. And you guys, look at my hands. Oh my goodness, they're so orange. Let's go ahead and get this washed and get them ready. So now I've already washed them, and so now we're going to go ahead and get them ready to be put in these cans. And so this one is going to take a little bit longer. You're going to see this a little bit longer in this video because I wanted to make sure that you guys got to see the process. So these are ball canning jars that you can get from Walmart, Target, and I believe they are in a pack of 12. And always when you get your jars, always clean them, always sterilize them before you use them. And always check your jars to make sure that there's no cracks in them, because I know with my experience when I purchase some cans, for some reason I've always found some cracks, and unfortunately I either try to find a way to use those cracked jars in my house, or unfortunately I have to throw them away. So make sure that you check your jars before you use them. And these are the materials that you'll need. So I have this thing from 4 jars, if I can talk, and it's so neat because it has the little inch markers on the bottom to make sure that you measure out your water when you put them in the jars. So it's really nice. I love 4 jars and the stuff that they have. This is the ladle that you can use to debubble the water in the jars. And then I have a teaspoon here for my salt to put it in the jars. And this is the grabber to grab the jars to put them in and to take them out. This is my Redmond real salt that I love so much. It's the best salt ever. So we're going to put that in the jars. I have apple cider vinegar that I'm also going to put in the jars just to add a little extra nutrition. That's just me. And then we're going to also wipe the rims with just regular vinegar. And I use distilled water to put in to fill up the jars. You can use regular water if you like, regular spring water. I would highly not use your tap water because you don't know what's floating in that water. So now you're seeing me put the salt into the jars. It is a half teaspoon that I have, but even that I'm putting just a little bit into each jar. And then now you're going to see me fill up each jar with the carrots. And when you're doing this, I'm going by the ball book. So here I'm just putting it up to an inch headspace, and just making sure that, it doesn't go past that. And while I'm doing this, I want to just take the opportunity to just say, I'm so thankful to God that He is pushing me and allowing me to show this to you guys. It's definitely a blessing, and I pray that it blesses somebody else, maybe to help you save money, and to grow your pantry. If you're looking at ways to just try to save your food and preserve it for long-term storage. It's definitely something that the Lord has, blessed me with, and I'm just so happy to share it with you guys. But I wanted to also share in this moment while we're putting these in the jars, what the Lord has revealed to me. And He has shown me that with this process is that this kind of represents Him in an interesting way, because When you think of preserving, when you're preserving something, you're preserving it to keep it secure. You're preserving it from um, being, you know, destroyed or being um, ruined or anything like that. And so when you think about our faith and our trust in the Lord, um, as long as we stay close to Him and abide in Him and keep reading our word and keep praying to Him, our faith will not dwindle. It will be preserved in Him. It will be protected. We are protected in Him. And so just thinking about how we are canning and using, and look, I have some more carrots that I have to can as well. Um, just thinking on that aspect, if you think about how we're canning, how the food, how it's processed, we're preserving it for long-term storage. We're preserving it to keep it stable, to keep it from going bad, keeping it from, anything else from coming into the jars, and, keeping it in our shelves for a very long time. Um, that's just like how our faith is, as long as we stay close to Him and keep reading our word, keep praying to Him, we are like these foods in this jar. We are going to be secure. We're going to be safe. We're going to be protected. And with the seals as well, what the Lord has showed me is that He is placing a shield of protection over us because of His love, because of um His unfailing love for us. And so as long as we stay close to Him, nothing will be able to penetrate our faith. And that's just the beauty of just following the Lord and just staying close to Him in this moment. And as you can see, I'm going to be ladling each jar, debubbling, making sure that there's no bubbles in the jars, because if there are bubbles, it's not going to properly seal when it goes into the pressure canner. So you want to make sure that you debubble them pretty good. And then you're going to see me go back in to just refill them to make sure that they go back to the 1-inch headspace, because when you debubble them, the water tends to recede just a little bit. So make sure that you do that. Um, the Lord has also led me to some scriptures to read. He gave me scripture, Psalms 16, verse 1. And in the scripture it reads, "Keep me safe, my God, for in you I take refuge." And it is so true with, with our faith. As long as we stay close to Him, He keeps us safe. He is our refuge. He is our protector. As long as we abide in Him and stay close to Him underneath His wing, He is our safety. He is our refuge in everything. And He's also given me the verse, Psalms 121, verse 7 and 8, and it reads, "The Lord will keep you from all harm. The Lord will watch over your coming and going, both now and forevermore." And I pray that both of these verses blesses you guys, because it is so true, that because of His love for us, and as long as we stay close to Him, that's His promise. That's His promise to keep us safe from harm. Um, that He'll keep us close, and that regardless of what is going on in the world, that we are protected. He will guide us into the darkness, guide us throughout the darkness by shedding His light on us and shining the light on our pathway as we keep walking with Him. And so I pray that these two verses encourages you. I pray that you guys just take it back to the Lord and just, have Him confirm it with you, but also meditate and have Him show these verses to you as well. But just know that the Lord loves you, and know that He will never leave you nor forsake you, that He is always with you, and He will be with you forevermore. So now, as you can see, I'm just checking to make sure that it's back onto that 1-inch headspace. And then we're going to go ahead and add the apple cider vinegar. And like I said, you don't have to do this. This is just something that I do. I saw someone add apple cider vinegar into their jars before, and I've tried it, and you don't really taste it. It's just, I just felt like this is like a good extra nutrition that you're going to add to your food. But again, you do not have to do this stuff. You can just keep it as salt and water, or even just water if you don't want to add salt. It's really up to you how you want to process your food when it comes to canning. That's the beauty of it. You are in full control of what you want to put in your food. And so now you're seeing me wipe the rims. So you're going to see me do this twice. So I'm actually dry wiping them to just, get any like liquids off of the top of the jars. And then you're going to see me go back in with the vinegar and wiping the rims as well. You always want to make sure that you wipe your rims around, because if there's any residue and you have not wiped it around clean, what's going to happen is that it's going to not seal after the canning process. So you want to make sure that you clean your rims of your jars really, really, really clean. And so now you're going to see me wipe them with the vinegar. And I just love how these jars are turning out. They're so bright and orange and colorful, and that's what I love to see. And it's kind of like our faith in a way. If you think about it, it's so bright and colorful. I don't know. I just kind of wanted to add that in there. And like I said, with this process, it is so fun to do. I'm so thankful to the Lord that He showed me this, and I'm so happy that I get to be able to show this with you guys. So hopefully this will bless you and your family, so that way you will be able to do this with your family. This is generational wealth. This is, something that you can pass down for generations to come. And I'm just so happy that you guys get to learn how to do this. So after I wipe these rims down, then we're going to go ahead and put the lids on the jars. And again, these are 4-jar lids. They are the best lids ever. I kind of don't trust the ball lids now, because I'm starting to realize, with the years of me doing this, that those lids are kind of thin. But with 4 jars, they have cultivated it to where it's thick enough. It's thick, and it's strong to where I don't even get, when I use the 4-jar lids, I don't get any of them that don't, seal. They all seal. I probably had maybe 1 or 2 that didn't seal, but it's probably my doing. But I would say that 4-jar lids are like highly effective when it comes to canning. And so, and also what you see here is that I'm doing it finger tip tight. Now, this video does not make it any justice, because it looks like I'm grip tightening them, but I'm not. It's just for the sake of this video that in the camera angle it looks like that, but definitely make sure you're doing it fingertip tight, because you want to make sure that the air is getting in to be able to cook the food. And then when you're done, look how good it looks. We're going to go ahead and put it in the canner to process. So this is my canner. This is the Nesco pressure canner, and I love this canner because, for one, it does the job, and for two, I'm kind of afraid of the other canners, so I just been using this, and I absolutely love it. You can see that where you're going to be putting the cans in, and it just works. And so now you're seeing me pouring the water in. So for my canner, always make sure that you, whatever canner that you use, make sure that you go by the instructions on how much water you need to put in your cans. My canner takes about 8 cups of water. So you see me putting 4 cups in the first time, and now I'm putting the last 4 in now. And I'm also going to be putting in vinegar in this water because I do have hard water. So I wanted to make sure that, you know, I don't get any residue on my cans. So I do that first. And then I will be placing the cans into the canner. I also want to mention that everything that I'm doing is cold. So make sure that when you're doing your cans, if it's the cold method, make sure everything is cold. So your jars are cold, the water in the canner is cold, the canner is cold. You do not want to do your canning by putting cold jars into hot water. That is an absolute no-no. You will definitely break your jars that way. If you're doing the hot method, make sure that everything is hot and your jars are hot, the canner is hot, the water is hot. Always make sure that you have those hot because you do not want to put, again, you know, hot jars into cold water. So now we are getting ready to go ahead and start the process. And I just wanted to show you how I turn it on. And so I make sure that the top is locked, and as you can see, I'm just looking to see the timing of how long I'm supposed to cook the carrots from the ball book. Make sure that you also picked up that because that's very vital that you use that. And then as you can see, I'm just going to show you a little bit for my canner and the process. So when we begin the process, for this canner, you have to always keep it on the exhaust because we're going to make sure that it comes up to pressure, and then that's where the air is going to come out. So let's go ahead and turn this on so that we can see how it processes. So for this, you're going to make sure that you hit it on high, and then the time is going to be 25 minutes. Okay. And then once you are done putting that in, you're just going to hit start to start the process. And now it's going to come up to pressure. And then once it comes up to pressure for a bit, then it's going to start counting down from 10 to 1. And as it's doing that, it's just bringing everything up to pressure to get ready for the full canning process. And so once it gets down to 1, then it's going to go to 0. And then it's going to give me a notification to turn the exhaust to airtight. And so let's just wait until that happens in this next one. So now, as you can see, it's down to 1. And you can see the steam coming out. So it's definitely about to go to 0 to start the canning process. So we're just going to wait till it beeps. And there goes the beep. So now when you know it's at 0, you're going to go ahead and change your exhaust to airtight. And then when you do that, as you can see, the bubbles are coming up. It's going to finish bringing everything up to pressure. And then after that, then the timer is going to go off, and it's going to start cooking your carrots. So as you can see, now the timer has started. So now your carrots are cooking in the pressure canner. As you can see, the steam is coming out. So we're just going to wait until it's done. And it will prompt you when it's done because it will say off once it's done. And as you can see, now it is done. The 25 minutes is done. And the steam is still coming out. So always, always, always when you're pressure canning, make sure that you wait an hour before you open this. And make sure when you open it away from you, not towards you, because you'll definitely get a face full of steam. And then once you're done, this is actually the next day. I was so tired that day, so I didn't catch me, taking the cans out of the canner, but look how beautiful they turned out. And I also put the labels on the top so that way I can get ready to put them on the shelves. I'm just so thankful that you guys got to be able to see this process. Again, I thank you again. I pray that you just share this video, subscribe, and I just pray that this blesses you. May the Lord bless you and keep you in all the days of your life. In Jesus' name, amen.